Hey there, Habibi. Just got done with my second meeting. Still on the way to getting myself a place to stay on this first day of landing. It is currently 7:58 p.m. and I just like 5 minutes ago got a confirmation of an Airbnb that I'm booking. Also, my battery of my phone is at 20%, but I just had a great meeting with another founder, or this is more of an organizer of a company that is not open to um, like everyday investors like us, but he's creating the model for which we can participate in something that has been rather private and exclusive. And I got a chance to sit with him. Why am I wearing these? Sit with him to get deeper understandings of their past performance, of the kind of model that they're going to be opening up with, of how the passive side and the referral side is going to work. Definitely interesting, definitely something that has credibility on the platform's rich history that's third-party verified, that you can log in through their investor account and see their past performance, which by the way, I already have logged in. And let me just share with you some of the numbers. So you have a perspective of it. It will begin, as far as their tentative date right now, on February 1st. So we have some time to gather more information as more of their content and slide and pitch deck and more of the pieces come together. I'll be sharing it with you, but now I'm well connected to the key people who are connected to the main founders of this one, but it's something that has a different angle that we can include in our portfolio. But the investor account that I'm now monitoring has $6 million in it. It has, well, it had 3.2 million of deposits, made 2.6 million. And that was in the time span of, starting date was, I think, September 10th. So September 10th to now January is about 4 months. In 4 months, they've done about 60%. So let's say about 15% a month. But that's not the main selling point, but it's also a good diversification. So that's 2 of my 5 meetings I'm having with 5 different companies. Some that are already in our portfolio, others that will be added to our portfolio or is being evaluated to be added to our portfolio or not. So um, you know, if it's something that I'm deeply interested in enough to put my own money, only then will I bring it to you guys as something that I'm doing, whether you want to do it or not. And by the way, pick and choose from what I share. You don't have to do every project. Don't feel that you have to spread yourself too thin. I'm just offering different strokes for different folks. So not everyone joins the same opportunity. And I've learned not to live and die by one single income stream, as many times I've been on this roller coaster of ups and downs. And now that I have a wife, I can't live life like that. I mean, sure, I can bear it. I can, like, live on ramen and eggs and peanut butter and honey sandwich, which is pretty good, and bananas and oatmeal. That's actually my life when I'm in like this, uh, you know, down on my financial luck. I've had millions of dollars, and then I've had empty fridges, like actual reality of my life. And so I have to think about more of a weatherproof portfolio of opportunities. And so tomorrow I have a meeting with my cough, I guess. And I hope the cough kind of quiets down a little bit, because I have not only a meeting at the Tag Markets headquarters in Marina area, which is where I'm getting my Airbnb. Oh, wait, speaking of that, I think they messaged me. But also, hopefully I'll be doing interviews with some of the key leadership of Xfusion. Okay, now that I've sent the Airbnb guy my ID, as well as getting the check-in instructions finally I'll have a place to not only recharge my phone, but also myself. But overall, very productive first day. I spent some time at the airport getting myself together, starting the vlogging of what I was doing here. Went from the airport to the first meeting. That was interesting meeting. You know, the more that I have these meetings with uh, these sorts of company management, the more that I'm able to try to find great opportunities, ask them questions, give them suggestions, give them inputs. Just out of the meetings that I had, I asked enough questions to give them some ideas about how they can make it even more appealing to the massive passive audience, because that's what I'm focused on, is how does the passive person win so that we can all build something that allows the little guys to win, which will take care of the medium-sized guys and the big guys. And so I think it's very healthy for me to sit and hear how they're structuring their business model, get to understand, get to ask questions, get to give suggestions. And you know, it was very cool to see, like, hey, like, that's a good point. Like, one of the features that I was saying to one of the founders that I met today is, why don't you make your principal of the deposit, because they're doing like different time frames of 90 days and uh, uh, like 3 months, 6 month, and a year deposit lock-in period. And I said, hey, you're not paying out an immediate commission on deposit, so why are you locking up the funds? It would be better if, because you're just paying a percentage on profits. So you can actually do something that makes you stand apart, which is opening the option and the door for people to be able to withdraw their principal. Maybe, you know, after a shorter period, like let's say 30 days, you can allow them to withdraw principal. And in that way, people can come and test out the platform without feeling locked and trapped in. If they wanted to move around, be flexible with their capital. And it would also allow people, including myself, to deposit more, knowing that I can access my funds. Even if it's after 30 days, from then on, I can access my funds. So it's suggestions like that. And if the management is open to hearing it, I'm trying to advocate for us to have better control and transparency, and you know, to mitigate our risk side. I mean, I will never be drunk on a company after all that I've been through and experienced, but at the very least, I can advocate to create a better risk to reward ratio, so that we're not always at the mercy of uh, just what works best for them, but what works best for us, which I think, if it's healthy enough for them, should be prioritized first. Like, hey, what is the best experience for the end user, for not even the team builder, for the passive person? Because if the passive person is taken care of, the leaders can build something that they're proud of, and then the company can do well, even if they reduce their margins. The leaders, we will be proud to bring something with more peace of mind in terms of access to our funds, and the risk mitigation ability, more than any storytelling or uh, just theoretical peace of mind, like actual peace of mind, which is access to our funds. Okay, so I'm getting the instructions. Okay, here. Okay, there. Wi-Fi details, parking, key and access will be inside the apartment. Door will be open. You need to pass by reception first. Please let me know once you're in. All right. The Airbnb is how far from here? Like 24 minutes. So I just wanted to share what has been happening today. Pretty productive, pretty progressive day. I hope to continue to have as many of these meetings, as many of these meeting of the minds to find a wonderful collection of opportunities to add to our portfolio, to allow us to build teams that are versatile, that may resonate strongly with one project or the other. As like I said, I will not live and die by one anymore. And if a certain project takes off in the portfolio, great. But uh, I will keep searching and discovering and sifting through and evaluating. So if you also have an opportunity that you believe would be great for our tribe, feel free to reach out to me on Telegram. And it's very important that you connect me to management so I can ask and vet and get the deep details so that I can bring that to the rest of our tribe, should it pass the speculation. Um, oh, wow. You gave, oh wow. So my ideas are getting passed to upper level management. And they said, you gave good ideas. That's right. I'm trying. I'm trying to look after us in my own capacity, So much is not in my control, not in my hands, not in way I would like for things to turn out. I deal with the ups and downs as much as you may not think that I do. Um, I'm an affiliate like you guys. I also lose money. I also have to deal with setbacks and losses and waking up to not being able to log into platforms and wondering what happened and being disappointed and disheartened and going through the grieving and the shell shock and all those things. But I don't know if that gets enough care because we're all dealing with our own. And I think being a public leader as I am, as I try to go to these places, meet with these companies and try to evaluate them, it comes with both the benefits of being seen as someone who's out there and at the forefront, as well as someone to point the finger at, even though it may not be fair or make even sense. Um, None of these are my companies. It hurts me as much as it's hurting you, and even worse because it's a loss on a public scale. So I deal with that as well. In case you didn't know, some people are very you know, unable to handle their emotions and their grieving, that they need someone to point to and direct their frustrations at. Um, which, by the way, in the description of every video I put on my YouTube channel, I say not only a disclaimer, I say like to completely be safe, don't join any of these projects. I'd rather have you not join anything than to complain that you had a loss in any of these projects. So this is only for, this entire space is only for the people that can handle the risk for the reward. Never jeopardize your family's well-being for the lust of more. I would rather you did not do business with me or our tribe or with any of these projects that I introduce into our portfolio. I'm only sharing what I'm doing. It's important that you understand that this is just me sharing what I am doing. None of this is in like to tell you what to do with your money. I'm just sharing what I'm doing with my money. So please understand that, and please acknowledge the responsibility is of your financial well-being and your family's financial well-being is on you. Just as when you make profits and commissions, I don't come to you and say, hey, give me some of that, please, because I've been a contributor. I deal with my own setbacks and losses as you may be on the same day and time frame as we all may find uh, the risk side of these rewards. But you know, it's only by going through these turbulent market conditions and landscape of opportunities that you make anything out of this space. More than working on any project in this space, we are working on ourselves. We are building our skill set, we're building our work ethic, we're building our connections, our networks, our ability to assess opportunities and the time frames and the risk and reward of these opportunities. I say that from a place of love, a place of experience of both making and losing multiple millions. And you know who I blamed when I lost multiple millions? Nobody. Not my sponsor, not the platform. I mean, yeah, but at the same time, like, you know, I accepted the nature of the beast. If, of course, if there was something that could be done, I would do that. But beyond doing what I could, beyond what was in my control, this is something that you'll get to discover. This is a high risk, high return space. There is absolutely nothing safe in this space. Nothing. And I'm not going to talk about anybody else, but I will never try to de-risk or make it sound safer than it is. In fact, I will try to make it sound more riskier than it is so that you don't go ahead and do something that you regret, like borrowing money, taking loans from loved ones, or putting in your rent for the next month into these platforms. Please protect your family from these losses. Protect not only your wallet, but protect your heart from the emotional roller coasters by only depositing, if you participate at all, I'm not telling you what to do, what you can afford to lose, please. If you ever take anything away from anything I say, whether it's with any project that you do with our tribe or in this industry, let it be this lesson that do not over risk yourself, do not let greed win, live to earn another day. And even after all of this, you come to my inbox with grief and losses and asking me to borrow money or um, throwing blame, I'm just going to point the finger back at you because we all have to take responsibility. And if you can't take responsibility, then you should not be doing business with me, at least. I am very clear, very transparent about the risk involved. In fact, I think I'm gonna do some things to make sure that the people I work with directly truly understand that. That's a really good point. Because I'd rather do business with a few people that truly understand the nature of the beast in terms of the profits and rewards and the risk and losses involved than a bunch of people that do not have the financial or emotional maturity. So please, please, please spare yourself and also anyone on our tribe the conversation of why you over leveraged yourself and put yourself and your family in financial turmoil. I do not want to be hearing that, not because I don't care about you, but because I'm telling you over and over and over not to do something idiotic like that. Do not put $1 more than what you can afford to lose. Imagine that in every of these projects, that the money you put in, you've lost. Now you have to try to recoup it. And until you put it back in your pocket, it is not yours. I'm making such a strong effort to get this across because I've seen too many situations where people get way too comfortable with a company, with an opportunity, with a leadership, and then they hurt themselves. If you never put in more than you can afford to lose, you will always be able to sleep at night and take care of your family, which is why we do all of this. So do not jeopardize yourself. Now, if you say, hey, but I want to make a lot of money, learn the skills of building a team, of sharing your results, of being a messenger, of broadcasting your message, of an opportunity, of your own self and brand. Those are the skills that you can control. And if we all play by this rule of not putting in even $1 more than you can comfortably afford to lose, if it gives you anxiety about like, oh my God, what if I lose this $1,000? A, you shouldn't have put it in. B, get that money out. C, never do it again. Like never put in more than you're comfortable losing. Please. As I bring in more opportunities, I'm telling you, I will only put in what I am comfortable to lose. There is no trust left in this industry. But more than that, there is always risk. If there is a way to make profits, there is a risk. And the risk is not small. It is not like a certain percentage of your principal. It is 100% of your deposit until you start putting that money back in your pocket. So if you put in $1,000, you are negative $1,000. The risk was $1,000. You lost $1,000 until you start putting money back. Let's say you put $100 back in your pocket, back in your own crypto wallet. You've reduced your risk by $100 to now have the risk be $900. And then slowly more and more, you would reduce the risk until you get to $1,000 back in your pocket, meaning that you are net zero. But of course, we want to be above, break even, then break into your first $100 of profit. That is where you can be amongst the rare percentage of people in this space that actually make profit instead of getting greedy, instead of compounding for who knows how long for these insane numbers and ultimately losing not only their profits but also their principal. I'm just sharing this from the bottom of my heart because more than the amount of money, as Warren Buffett says, rule number one, don't lose money. Rule number two, don't forget rule number one. And how do we implement rule number one in our space? By A, putting in only what we can afford to lose. So if instead of $500, it's $100, do the $100 and be at ease and start building your skill set, your messaging, your ability to connect with people on social media, on YouTube, on other platforms, because that's how you actually build life-changing income. There's no limit to that skill set. That is how people make life transformational income in this space. So focus on that, not how can you borrow more money, how can you over leverage yourself or compound until you get to your desired number. Build your skill set and build a team. And or if you don't want to build a team, that's all right, but still only put in what you can afford to lose. Anyway, that's been my TED Talk randomly. Looking forward to getting this out to you guys and a lot more happening tomorrow. I'm enjoying making these videos throughout my day for you guys. Let's see where it takes us, but I want to include you in the behind the scenes. And that was a random rant that I wanted to reconvey. I don't think I can convey it enough. So as many times as I can, ask yourself if the platforms you have the money in right now were to close its doors, close its website, close its withdrawals right now, would you have a panic attack? If the answer is yes, you are playing this game wrong. You are playing this game the way that you're going to destroy yourself and hurt your family. Don't do that. Please don't do that. I don't know how else to say it. Like, actually think about it. If the withdrawals stop right now, like actually think about this right now. Would you have an anxiety attack? Would you be behind on important bills to take care of your family? I would rather have you join with the minimum. I'd rather have you not join. I'd rather have you wait and save up your risk capital to do something else in the future. I'd rather have you do nothing at all. Maybe build up your skill set. And maybe in the future we'll have opportunities that you can start for nothing and build through commissions. But do not put yourself, put your loved ones at risk for the lust of money. You will lose more than you get. I know this is not the greatest marketing video or sales video or pumping you up video, but I would rather protect my tribe than to monetize, than to milk them, than to earn a commission by destroying them. If I lose people for saying what we're all experiencing, what we're all aware of, what we are maybe lose some insight of because we get so wrapped up in the momentum, in the like wanting more numbers and wanting to reach a daily income, I'd rather lose those people. But if you also appreciate this, if you appreciate the honesty and the transparency, and then also implement, like, hey, I remember Sal said I should do this test to see if I were to lose this much money, would I have anxiety? Would it hurt my ability to take care of my family? I'm like, actually it would. Okay, let me reduce the amount that I'm putting in. I would much rather have that. There is ample amounts of people that have risk capital to play with. You may have 100, another person may have 1,000, another person has 10,000, another person has 100,000. We are messengers to bring these opportunities that have risk and reward to other people, to as many people as we can, and allow them to play with their risk capital. If we all play with our risk capital, we're going to be thriving in a space that has tremendous potential, but people get so caught up in the greed, caught up in the mindlessness of blind trust and confidence, and they get hurt. People actually commit suicide because they've over leveraged themselves, because they borrowed money from their family, and they have so much shame of how they're going to tell their mothers, their father-in-law, their wife or husband that they lost their savings. Please, please, please. And I'm probably gonna send this video out whenever someone asks me, hey, how long do you think it'll last? Is it safe? Do you think we're gonna have a good run? All these subjective questions that mean nothing. What if I feel great about it? What if I don't feel great about it? Like, what does it matter? The risk is always there. Anyway, I know you didn't ask for this pep talk, if you can call it that. It's the opposite of a pep talk. But this is my way of expressing my care for you. You think this is gonna make me commissions? It may rather, turn a lot of people off. It may turn a lot of leaders off that says, hey, I can't bring my people to this kind of messages, because he's telling people not to deposit, not to play it big, not to go all in. That's right. I'm telling people not to go all in. I mean, go on it on the team building side, on the effort side, on the sweat equity side, not on the financial equity, not anything, not even $1 beyond your risk capital. Anyway, thanks for coming to this random, very random TED Talk spiel. I do need to be getting to my Airbnb. Yeah. Anyway, I will catch you guys from who knows where, but things are progressing with, again, healthy degree of precaution. We are heading in a healthy direction of growth, of understanding, of risk to reward ratios being balanced, of a weatherproof portfolio, and of great lessons and learnings that I'll be bringing to you guys, which I want to invest into your understanding of this space, how to navigate it, how to actually put money in your pocket and be net profitable instead of net loss in this space, which most people are net loss because, again, they go all in with their profits and compounding and never taking out, and the I'll say the lust for more. So we're going to continue to grow together. We're going to continue to learn from each other, learn these lessons before you take those losses. Or maybe you have already taken those losses. I've taken losses of millions myself, but I'm on a journey of rebuilding now with this kind of messaging to actually do it in a way that is healthy and we can do for lifelong, which is we can't control the upside, but we can always control the risk side. And that is how you can navigate this space, by always managing how much you put into these platforms and continuing to grow yourself and the skills you need to become world class and not just make a little bit of life-changing or a little bit of like part-time income, but zip code replacing world traveling income. I know that's possible, and this is the key method by which you can make sure to reduce your downside while not capping your upside. With that, from my heart to your wallet, I'm thinking about us as a collective, and hopefully you got something useful out of this. And I hope that it helps you in your journey in this industry. With that, I'll catch you next time. Peace.